Okay, take two. It's the Freedom Show. And I have a caller.
So on the Facebook page, it'll show up again, I imagine, as a live feed?
Yeah, I'm actually going to go on now. And then I have to go on my page and share it to my personal page. Because I have,
okay.
well, because I have more people on my personal page than I do on
Yes.
my professional. Oh, here it is. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm going to go on there. It's kind of weird. I'm seeing myself.
I know, can imagine.
Okay. And now I've got, okay, here we go. So I think it's my, I don't know that it's the internet connection. I think it's just my iPad is a little bit slow because it tends to be slow to even like open up apps and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
Okay.
No, and I find sometimes with even just connections, like with FaceTime, my iPad doesn't work as well as my phone, even with stuff like that.
yeah, and it'll be really interesting too if anybody's watching, if you could type in and let me know if you can actually hear both of us, because I'm holding the phone to my iPad so that you can hear the caller.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, so hopefully anybody who's listening will be able to tell us. And obviously when we get off, when we're done, we'll be able to listen back and hear it, but live I can't play back. So
That makes sense.
yeah, it's a little bit mind-boggling. I can talk to dead people, but this stuff is freaking me out. This stuff is crazy.
Oh, that's good,
Yeah. Okay. So
So now should I go to your other page then? Like should I, because I don't see anything yet.
you don't, oh, because you want to see me. I would just say maybe turn the sound down though so that we don't get some kind of like circular,
Yes,
audio
yes,
going.
Yes.
But
Well,
you should be.
I suppose I don't need to see you. I know what you look like, but still.
But if you want to watch me as I'm doing the tapping, even though there's like a 2-second delay, if you want to either go to my business page.
Yeah,
Or-
I'm at your business page now.
Okay. So you
or
should.
I can go to your...
It should be on my personal page too now.
Well, let's see if I go there. Oh, see, now I see you there, but I did see you. Hello!
Hello.
Yeah, it is
Okay.
a bit of delay. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a delay. It's okay. Okay, so
Very cool.
we have never worked together. Have you ever seen me do well, you've seen me do my work a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just like I said a while back, I also did a little bit of the. I'm an expressive arts practitioner,
Okay.
and I've been working trying to use art for healing purposes.
Okay.
Basically, as well. So, but I have really, I'm just starting it, so it's been a very exciting time.
Okay. And what would you like to work on?
Just 1 second.
Your phone's going off.
What's going on? How do I turn that off? No, I don't want to answer it. Okay. There we go.
Okay.
So, I don't know. Do you sense anything from me at all? One of the things is certainly with this new venture, I've been trying to do it for a little bit of a year now, but I don't seem to be making much progress. So there's a bit of a stagnant piece in terms of identifying exactly where I want to go with my soul creations and figuring out whether I want to teach or do art or actually go much, much deeper and actually go into therapy with people. I'm not sure which direction to go.
Okay, so if you're not sure where you want to go, obviously that would create problems with getting anywhere.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
And so I'm wondering what is it that is stopping me from just figuring out what that is?
So
Does that make sense?
yeah, so what could be the next step? Instead of thinking of all of the different possibilities and what the final outcome has to be, what could be just the next step? What could be the thing that you could do tomorrow or this week that would feel good and that would move you in the direction that you want to be going?
One of the things is I have started but haven't really worked on like an 8-week session for women that are separated or divorced, because that's something I am as well.
Okay.
And actually start working content, creating that content for those 6 weeks that I want to go through and do the workshops with people.
Okay, so that could be, so if we work on that specifically,
Okay.
I just want to repeat because I see there's a few people watching. So if you could just let me know, just type in that you can hear both of us because I'm working with somebody now who's on the phone. So I'm just making sure that this is working. So if somebody could let me know, that would be great. So so you want to work. So let's say we work on this program that you want to do.
Uh-huh.
Are you having problems writing the content? Or
Uh-huh.
okay. So when you think about that, when you think about writing the content, and by the way, I'm fully like I hear you. I've had the same issue with writing a second book, and I've managed to sort of work my way through that. Those blocks.
Yes, and I've watched the video, and I've been keeping an eye on your progress.
Yeah, well, I'm finally at the place where I'm writing. I don't write necessarily every day, but I don't have any fear around it, and I don't have any heaviness around it or anything. So whenever I feel like writing, I write, and I actually write a lot more than I used to in one sitting, which for me is a huge success. Because I used to write for maybe 2 paragraphs. I channel, and then I would channel, and then I would like kind of, I don't know what would happen. It would stop, and then I would stop the flow, and now I can write for pages and pages, and so it's really great. And I don't have any worries anymore about what will it be, what will the outcome be, all of those things that can block you. So when you think about writing the
even right now, like I'm feeling this right in the middle of my chest.
Yeah, the anxiety.
It's just feeling like this. Yes, it's like this fear
of what?
But what that it's just not, and it's just perhaps I don't know enough. I don't have really enough experience to do this, and
okay. So let's start with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to start with that. So I want you to tap on the side of your hand like this. Do you see me?
Okay. Unfortunately, I don't have my cell phone. Oh.
So I'll describe it to you, okay?
Yes, just 1 second, because I'm just now hearing the delay of that. Now, okay. Okay, here we go.
Okay, but you've got the volume down so that you're not hearing me twice?
Yes, exactly. I just turned it off.
Okay, perfect. So you can tap on the side of your hand like this.
Where? Because I can't see you.
Oh, okay. So where you would, so the side of your hand, some people call it the karate chop, but apparently that's not like a great term, but where you would like, if you were to do a karate chop or whatever that's called, apparently there's no such thing in karate, but do you know what I mean? Like the side of your hand?
Yeah.
So
the other side?
Yeah, between your little finger and your wrist.
Yeah.
You want to use your other hand and tap, tap, tap on on the side of your hand like that.
Okay.
Okay, so not the palm and not the top, but the opposite of, where you're on the opposite of your thumb, let's say.
Yes.
Yeah, on the outside. The other thing you can do is find what's called a sore spot, which is, I'm going to boost myself up here in the video because I'm not sure what people can see, but you find what's called a tender spot on the upper chest, so the left side or the right side of the upper chest. And if you poke around with your finger, you'll find a tender spot. And then you just sort of a gentle circular motion, just a gentle massage, circular massage motion on that spot. So you can do either one. EFT, when it first started. So I also want to say that I don't do EFT like the sort of pure way. I've incorporated it into it's more that I've incorporated it into my spiritual practice as the way of, okay, so we've established that we have this issue. Now we use this to release it. So I do it my own way, and most people will go to the hand. I still very much like the sore spot on the chest, which is how EFT first started. They used to teach to do the beginning part of EFT, the setup on the chest, and now they teach it on the side of the hand. So I give people the option. Some people prefer the chest, some people prefer the hand.
Yes.
Okay? So I want you to take a deep breath, and also anybody who's watching can tap along with this, so we can all work together. So take a deep breath, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Okay, and I want you to repeat after me, and if I say anything that doesn't resonate, or if you start shifting into something else as we're doing this, just interrupt me and tell me that, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So even though, you're going to repeat after me, sorry, I forget to tell people that all the time.
Yeah, you said to repeat after you.
Okay. Even though
I
I have all of this writing anxiety in my chest,
have all of this writing anxiety in my chest,
all of this fear stuck in my chest,
all of this fear stuck in my chest,
that I'm not good enough to do this.
that I'm not good enough to do this.
I'm not the right person to do this.
I'm not the right person to do this.
There are other people who are better than me at this.
There are other people that are better than me at this.
There are people who are more qualified than me to do this.
There are people more qualified than me to do this.
Why would people listen to me?
Why would people listen to me?
Why would people follow me?
Why would people follow me?
And all of this fear,
And all of this fear,
all of these doubts,
all of these doubts,
all of these feelings of not being good enough,
all of these feelings of not being good enough,
I deeply and completely
I deeply and completely
love and accept myself.
love and accept myself.
And I'm working on releasing all of these fears
And I'm working on releasing all of these fears
of not being good enough
of not being good enough
to teach people
to teach people
and lead people.
and lead people.
All of these fears
All of these fears
and doubts,
and doubts,
I'm working on releasing them
I'm working on releasing them
across all lifetimes and all dimensions,
across all lifetimes and all dimensions,
wherever they begin.
wherever they begin.
The origins of this fear
The origins of this fear
of not being good enough
of not being good enough,
and not being worthy
not being worthy,
to teach other people
to teach other people
what to do with their lives.
what to do with their lives.
I deeply and completely
I deeply and completely
love and accept myself.
love and accept myself.
Okay, take a deep breath. Okay. So, oh, thank you. Somebody else just told me they can hear and see perfectly. So thank you very much. Okay,
great.
awesome. So the other thing I want to mention is we can work in the quantum field. We can work in other lifetimes, and that's why I like to add a clearing across all lifetimes and all dimensions, because everything originates in other lifetime. Everything. So even if it doesn't seem like it would, like there are those obvious things where there's no, you might have a weird feeling. Like I did my own session that was videoed, and I posted it on my page, where I realized that the theme that I had been working on in the latest weeks, I realized, wow, I always have this kind of fear when somebody says we need to talk, or can I talk to you? I go into this like, oh, I'm in trouble kind of feeling, which has no basis in this lifetime. There's no reason in this lifetime for me to have that sort of anxiety.
Weird, eh?
Right? So there's stuff like that where you're like, where does this come from? It comes from another lifetime, or sometimes it's an established pattern. So you think that it starts in childhood, but then there's an origin in another lifetime. There's a reason you brought it into this life and into this childhood, this pattern. So the great thing is you can go back and release it and work with that person you were in another lifetime and bring and heal that pain and also bring their strengths in with you. And it's really cool because you add all of that.
How do you know which lifetime, where it happened, or?
So what I was going to say is, as we're doing the work, if you have, so I'm trying to get comfortable. I feel like I'm too low for the. I'll have to get myself like a booster cushion next time. So as we're doing the work, if you get even a flash or an insight or a feeling that you were someone else, that something happened to you that's not in this lifetime, then just tell me and we just go with it. You might feel like, oh, I have a feeling like I got burnt at the stake. Oh, I have a feeling I got killed. Oh, I got a feeling that I did something to someone. And then we just start with that little piece of information, and we go from there.
Wow.
Okay? So if you get anything like that, just stop me and let me know.
Okay.
Okay. But when we don't access it, and I can try, like if you're open to it, it's a lot easier when people are open to it because I can kind of lead you there.
Absolutely.
Okay, because if you do want to go there, then we can try a bit more purposefully to get there.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Because sometimes people are like, oh, I'm not good and I can never find that information and blah, blah, blah. And so you block yourself in that case, right?
Yes.
So so tell me how the fear is now, how the anxiety is in your chest now when you think about writing the content for your course.
Well, it's so much more reduced. Like,
Okay.
I can still feel something, but when we first initially started,
Yeah.
like, there was this real sense of like anxiety almost,
Yes.
right in the center of my chest.
Yeah.
Right in the center of my chest. And now it really isn't there. Like it's,
Okay.
yeah, there's a bit, but it doesn't seem, and I don't know, maybe it has been more released than before, but.
So tell me, so take a deep breath, yeah. Now close your eyes and think again about writing the content for this 6-week, 8-week program you want to do.
Yes.
And what do you think, what do you feel when you think about it now? Are there any other fears around there? Whether it's writing the content or having people show up or whatever it might be. Receiving money for it, is that an issue? Yeah, that's what came.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So
Absolutely.
is it around the content being worthy of money, or is it about you accepting money? Like, what is it exactly?
I think it's more about me expecting and me feeling that it's
That people should
one
spend
of the
money on
things
you?
is that I think has definitely blocked me from that is that something that is important and worthy doesn't need to have this financial attachment to it.
Yeah, and that is super, super important because so
Yeah.
many of us struggle with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That it's something that needs to be made as accessible as possible. And in particular, women that are going through separation and divorce, it's a very difficult time financially
Yeah.
for them. And so even though this is something that is very, I think, would be incredibly helpful to them emotionally, mentally, they will not be able to.
Yeah. Okay, so let's work on that because
Now I'm getting that feeling again.
yeah, so because you're assuming that all people going through separation and divorce cannot afford this.
Yes,
That's a huge assumption.
it is actually.
There are people with money who get separated and divorced and who need emotional support,
Yes.
right? Okay. B, there are people who will never have the money for anything.
Yes.
Okay. C, there are people who will make this a priority and make sure they have the money for it because they value it and they want it.
Yes.
So,
And then with that, is it going to be valuable enough for them?
yeah.
Can I create something that's valuable enough for them?
There's that, but there is also that we still have to work on clearing that belief about, and that comes from other lifetimes. You know, I remember Doreen Virtue, when I did my angel therapy practitioner course in 2006, it was so long ago. Oh my God, that was 10 years ago. Whoa. Wow. I remember her talking about how, she said something like, you know, in other lifetimes we got burnt at the stake. In this lifetime we get radio shows. Like, you know, like psychics and mystics and stuff like that. And this is a safe lifetime, right? But there's so much around money and the safety of being who we are and doing what we do and being us and receiving money for it. And the thing is that is what we're here to do. You're here to be you. I'm here to be me. Everybody's here to be who they are because you're brought in with that. Whoever you're here, like who your soul is, who you are here to be, without all of the bullshit of what you've learned in your life, right, and in other lifetimes. If you let all of that go and you're you and you explore your gifts and you just shine and you shine your light and you are you know, to the nth degree, that is your gift in just being you. So for you to tap into your own knowledge and your resources and your ideas, and then some people will like the idea for me to do this tapping live, that was given to me by somebody who was given to me by somebody else. Like I connected with this woman through somebody else, and I'm thankful to everybody in that sort of line that got me to, but then of course I had to act on it, right? I was like, yeah, I can do that, you know. So
absolutely.
But the irony is that you are here, you're meant to be who you're meant to be, right? You're meant to be you.
Yes.
But then we get tripped up with this crazy stuff about, but it's not good enough, or I can't get paid for it. But that's how you're supposed to be able to get paid, by being you, right? You're supposed to be able to.
So, yeah.
And even if you're being you, doing a job, working for somebody else, that's okay too. But being you is integral to all of it, right? So I keep looking down because I keep looking at the phone, which is next to the iPad. It must look funny. Okay, so okay, so please be aware of anything that might come up in terms of other lifetimes, any feelings of when you might have, and I'll try to lead you there. We'll see how that goes. And this is important for anybody who feels like they're having connection to that issue. I also highly recommend, I've been listening to Glenyce Hughes. Her name is, she has a website, Glenyce, GLENYCE.net. And she has a radio show on Voice America. And I think it's called Living in the Magic of Possibilities. And she is an Access Consciousness practitioner. And I just adore her. I adore her energy. She curses like I do. I just really love her. And I started listening to her radio show years ago, kind of off and on, and I noticed that there was this one show I really resonated with, and I listened to it over and over again, and every time I listened to it, I got clearing. So I've actually, she's got a program called, so highly recommend her radio show because it's free. She has a new one every week. There's years of archives, and you can download them on your phone. I like to listen to stuff when I'm driving, so I'll listen to the radio shows when I'm driving. Cool. And you get clearing, just listening to it. And then she has packages, and on her website there's one called the 21 Days to Choosing Wealth Challenge, something like that. It's $21.
Wow.
And there's so much content. Every day you get an email with exercises, and if you do them, you get a lot of clearing and a lot of clarity and awareness around money and your relationship with money. So I highly, highly
I will do
recommend.
that.
Yeah, because she's coming from a very spiritual perspective. So it's not like it's not, three-dimensional money advice. Which is not what you need.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So having said that, so
Yes.
let's do a little bit of tapping. So take a deep breath again, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Okay, so going back on that, were you rubbing the sore spot on the chest, or were you tapping the side of your hand?
Yes.
You're rubbing
I
the sore
was.
spot. Yeah, it feels good there. Okay. So even though I have all of this fear around receiving money,
I have all of this fear around receiving money,
for doing good things,
for doing good things,
why should I get paid?
why should I get paid?
For doing God's work,
For doing God's work,
why should I get paid?
why should I get paid?
For doing something that's helping humanity.
For doing something that's helping humanity.
It feels so wrong to ask money for that,
It feels so wrong
to ask for money for that.
to ask for money for that.
I feel like such a bad person for asking for money.
I feel like such a bad person for asking for money.
I should be doing it just for
Yep, I should be doing it just
for its own reasons.
Yes,
Yeah.
just for the person that needs it.
Yeah. I don't deserve to be paid
I don't deserve to be paid
for helping other people.
for helping other people.
So tell me something. Do you think that paramedics should get paid for helping people?
It's interesting. I don't see it the same way.
Yeah, why? Why is it different? So they're helping people, they're saving lives?
I'm not sure why. It's more instant. I don't know. I'm not sure why. I feel like I had done somebody wrong.
Okay, so let's find that place, okay? Okay. Even though I feel like I did somebody wrong
Even though I did somebody wrong
in another lifetime,
in another lifetime.
and it's really scary to go there.
And it's really scary to go there.
I'm really afraid to see that truth.
I'm really afraid to see that truth.
I'm releasing all of that fear.
I'm releasing all of that fear.
I'm ready to go there now.
I'm ready to go there now.
I made this phone call.
I made this phone call.
I want to move forward.
I want to move forward.
And all of this fear of seeing the truth
And all of this fear of seeing the truth
and feeling the pain
and feeling the pain
from the origin of this feeling,
from the origin of this feeling,
wherever it is,
wherever it is,
whenever it is,
whoever it is,
across all lifetimes and all dimensions,
across all lifetimes and all dimensions.
I'm releasing that fear now.
I'm releasing that fear now.
I'm in this body,
I'm in this body,
in this lifetime,
in this lifetime,
and it's safe for me to see the truth.
and it's safe for me to see the truth.
And I'm asking my guides and my angels
And I'm asking my guides and my angels
and my higher self
and my higher self
to help me find the origins
to help me find the origin
of not feeling like I can receive money for my work.
of not feeling like I can receive money from my work.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I truly deeply
I deeply and completely
exactly.
Love and accept myself.
Love and accept myself.
I take a deep breath. And is anything coming to you?
Like a lot less weight.
Pardon?
Feel lighter.
You feel lighter? But is there
Lighter.
anything, you said you felt like you did somebody wrong.
I did. It felt like
Yeah.
I did somebody wrong.
Okay, so can you go to that feeling? So follow that thread.
Pardon?
Follow that thread. Okay, so we'll start working on it, and you flesh out the details as you get them, right? Was I a man? Was I a woman? It's not, you don't have to, this is not like a full past life regression. You don't have to have all the details of the year you were in and what you were wearing and all of that stuff. It's more about fleshing out what happened so that we can release that pain, okay? So
Okay.
even though
Even though
I did somebody wrong,
I did somebody wrong,
and I feel really bad about that.
and I feel really bad about that.
I've been carrying this bad feeling,
I've been carrying this sad feeling,
this sad feeling, and this guilt
and this guilt
about doing somebody wrong.
about doing somebody wrong.
And I'm working on letting it go now,
And I'm working on letting it go now,
wherever it comes from.
wherever it comes from.
So were you male or female when you did somebody wrong?
I don't know 100%, but female seems to be
Okay, so
coming
you don't,
to me, but it doesn't.
so none
it's
of
not
this,
clear.
yeah, none of this has to be logical, okay?
Yeah.
You just trust what comes, and
Yeah.
and we go with that, okay? So you were female?
There's a box.
Say
Don't
what?
ask me why. A box.
A box. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you feel like you're in a box, or?
No, it's like there is a box. Just a box out there. I don't know.
What do you mean? In the story of what happened, or? Okay. So
Strange.
this box in this lifetime, this box in this lifetime,
This box in this lifetime.
I wonder what it means,
I wonder what it means.
what it was.
What it was.
I wonder if it's part of the hurt that I did.
Wonder if it's part of this hurt that I did.
This woman that you were, are you feeling like you are her, or do you see her at a distance? How do you connect to this woman?
I
that
do
you
not feel like she's at a distance. I feel like she is me.
Okay. Okay, so be aware then. Ask yourself, what is this box that I'm seeing? Or ask yourself, who did I hurt, or how did I hurt somebody? And if you're feeling any anxiety or fear about getting the answers, let me know and we'll tap that out as well.
Yeah. No, I'm not feeling any fear, and I'm just seeing a corner of a box, like a corner of a box.
Okay.
I'm not, but that's all.
Okay.
Very interesting.
So keep tapping. So keep doing the rubbing on your sore spot. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All of this. So when you think about, as this other woman, you think about receiving money for helping people. How does she feel about that?
Neutral. I don't feel anything.
Okay. Is that feeling of having harmed somebody still there?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Is there any other feeling that doesn't feel good when you're in that energy of that other person? Okay, so there's nothing else she wants to tell you?
No, I'm not getting anything.
Okay. So take a deep breath. So come back to you and think about your program
Mm-hmm.
that you're going to write content for.
Yes.
And you're going to put out there for people who are separated and divorced, and you are going to ask, you're going to get paid for that.
Mm-hmm.
How does that feel? Asking for money?
Mm-hmm. It feels better.
Okay.
Feels
And what?
somewhat possible.
Okay. What is
Feels
still there?
possible.
What is still there? Is it the fear that people won't have the money for it?
No, it's interesting. That doesn't seem to be as much there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is still there when you think about the money aspect of creating your course? Are you allowed to ask for money for it?
Pardon?
Are you allowed to ask money for it?
I feel that I am.
Okay,
Yeah.
good,
I am allowed to ask money for it.
good.
Wow. 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 I don't think I've ever actually been able to say that before and
Good.
not feel guilty.
Yeah,
Like I truly believed it. I believe it. Wow.
and when you think about people coming to you who might not have, so people coming to you that might not have the money, that's their responsibility, not yours, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
The issue of content,
yeah,
that fear of that I'm not
good
what's the
enough?
word?
Good.
Experienced enough, or
Yeah,
that is not there. Wow.
so that's gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. My fear now is that is this going to come back?
Okay, so let's tap on that. Okay.
That it's only temporary. This
Let's.
isn't going to stay.
Well, you keep doing more work, and if it comes back, it'll be a different thing. So it can come back, and it's all about being aware of what's going on. And Glenyce says the crazy, right? And it's true. It's crazy stuff. It's not logical. And I'm aware that the stuff that goes on in me is not logical. And if I say it to somebody who doesn't necessarily practice this, they'll say, but this and this. And I'm like, no, I know. I know it's not logical. That's why I do energy work, because energy work has nothing to do with logic, right? And it's not going to appear to be logical if it comes from another lifetime,
Definitely not.
right? So
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
have a lifetime as, I think a lot of us who are, probably everybody who's sort of some kind of healer or is doing helping work has had a lifetime, at least one, where you've been persecuted for practicing your beliefs, right? I know that I've been choked, I've been, burnt, I've been, like, there's,
Wow.
it's like there's lots of stuff, right? So I've done things, I've had things done to me, and you go to these different places and you clear them, and then it's like the rippling effect through your lifetimes into this one. But the other really cool thing is, what was I going to say? Yeah, so it doesn't mean that you'll never have that feeling come up again, but you stay in awareness of what it is that's coming through. So instead of becoming a victim to the emotion or to the fear, you can say, oh, what is this? Like for me, it's like constriction, right? If I feel like then I go, what is that?
Yeah.
Why am I feeling that? Because I don't want to live with that in any way, shape, or form, because I know that any constriction is blocking me from something, and I don't want that. I want to be completely open to my life, to what I came here to do. And if I'm constricted in any way around money, around people, around what other people are doing, if I have judgments, that shuts me down. And I don't want that. So I'm always in awareness of what the crazy is inside me, right? In my body or in my head. So I know it's a really long-winded answer, but basically, if that comes back, if that feeling comes back, it'll probably be a little bit different.
Different, yep.
And then you want to look at it and say, well, what is that? And then where does it come from, right? And then see if you can be aware of it. And then that's where you need tools, though, like EFT, like Access Consciousness. Then you need the tools to help you. Okay, so I'm aware of it, so how do I clear it, right? And so this, like what I do, and like I say, what Glenyce does, it's really, really fabulous tools to help you figure that out, really.
Right. And it's Glenyce. If you can you put that in the...
Yeah, I'll comment on the video.
Okay, perfect.
And or message me, and I'll do it.
I'll
but it's
try to find it.
Yeah, it's Glenyce, GLENYCE.net.
Yeah.
And then her, and then her radio show. And I guess I should be able to comment on my video, or I'll do it on my personal page or whatever. Because that stuff is really powerful. So you have the fear that it's going to come back and not stay. You mean this free feeling?
Yes, this free feeling, this feeling that I'm not have that anxiety when I think about getting paid for what I do, but also these women.
Well, and there's going to be layers of that. Like it's highly unlikely that this one clearing is going to clear all your issues around money. Believe me, I've been working on mine for years.
And if that's the case, I just continue to do those things.
You just
not knowing what questions to ask myself. Like what you have asked is beautiful, and what you had said totally got to
the core. Yeah.
Well, yes, it totally, that sense and the fear and the words that you used were exactly what needed to be said or heard.
That's because I'm channeling when I'm doing this, right? So it's, and there might be people who wonder, why am I not actually tapping on the points? And I don't really know how to explain that, because most people, when they're doing tapping, they're tapping on the points. And I just find that, I don't know if it's because I'm channeling and so the words are powerful, but I find that people get released just as you did, just on that sore spot or on the side of the hand. And I don't necessarily need to go to the tapping. So again, it's just another way that I do it my way. I incorporated it, and it works. So sometimes I do go to the tapping, and sometimes I don't if it's not needed. So let's work on this fear that this is going to come back. Because again, if it does, who cares? You'll deal with it. Now that you know you can.
That's exactly it, right?
You'll deal with it. Okay. And there is a lot to unwrap around charging people. People can't afford it, going into their pockets. Is it right for me to do that? There's a lot. There's so much, But listen, sometimes I offer people, I'll say, I'll help you for free, and they don't want to. So, you know what I mean? Like, I might as well charge more money. And then the people who want to work with me. Like it's,
exactly.
Yeah, you have to. And one of the things I love about Glenyce, and I know there are people who do this already, but what I learned with her was how to kind of dialogue with everything. So I dialogue with my business now. Like, business, what would you like to be paid? Like it's its own entity. And then you get more clarity.
I love that idea.
Yeah. So you get more clarity. And that's what I did with my book, too. Okay, book, what are you? What would you like to be? What do you want to say? And then, and
that's what I do with my artwork.
Exactly. So do the same thing with your business.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
okay, so go back on your sore spot and we'll tidy this up.
Okay.
Okay, take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Even though I have all of this fear,
Even though I have all of this fear.
so I'm going to borrow something again from Glenyce, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So truth. And I'm not an access consciousness person, but I'm borrowing this from, because I've listened to her stuff so much. So truth.
Truth.
Are you afraid that the stuff is going to come back, or are you excited about the possibilities of what you're going to start?
Right now, I'm afraid that it's going to come back.
Yeah.
That excitedness is not. The other place is taking more.
Okay. So even though I have all of this fear,
I have all of this fear,
that all of this crazy is going to come back,
that all of this crazy is going to come back,
the blocks around money are going to come back,
the blocks about money are going to come back,
and I won't be able to fulfill
and I won't be able to fulfill
my mission,
my mission,
what I'm supposed to do.
what I'm supposed to do.
I deeply and completely
I deeply and completely
love and accept myself.
love and accept myself.
Okay, I'm going to go somewhere here. Even though I have all of this fear,
Even though I have all of this fear.
that I'm going to fail God and myself. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Even though I have all of this fear,
Even though I have all of this fear,
that I'm going to fail God and myself.
that I'm going to fail God and myself.
Like I have in the past,
Like I have in the past.
I'm working on letting all of that go now.
I'm working on letting all of that go now.
All of that pain,
All of that pain
of failing God
failing God
and failing myself.
and failing myself.
I'm working on releasing it.
I didn't hear that.
I'm working on releasing it.
I'm working on releasing it.
Across all lifetimes and all dimensions.
Across all lifetimes and all dimensions.
Through the multi-dimensional layers of my DNA.
Through the multi-dimensional layers of my DNA.
I'm releasing all of this pain.
I'm releasing all of this pain.
All of this sorrow.
All of this sorrow.
This deep, deep grief.
Deep, deep grief.
And guilt.
And guilt.
Of failing God.
Of failing God.
Failing myself.
Of failing myself.
And my fellow man.
I didn't hear that.
And my fellow man.
And my fellow man.
I'm working on releasing all of that now.
I'm working on releasing all of that now.
Wherever it comes from.
Wherever it comes from.
Across all lifetimes and all dimensions.
Across all lifetimes and all dimensions.
I'm sending love and healing.
I'm sending love and healing
To whoever I was.
to whoever I was.
Whenever I was.
Whenever I was.
When I felt that I failed God.
When I felt that I failed God.
And failed myself.
Failed myself.
And my fellow man.
And my fellow man.
And all of this fear.
and all of this fear
of failing again,
of failing again,
of hurting others again.
of hurting others again.
I'm ready to let it go.
I'm ready to let it go.
I deeply and completely
I deeply and completely
love and accept myself.
love and accept myself.
Okay, take a deep breath.
Oh,
Did you have anything come up then?
a death.
A death?
Either
Say that again, sweetie.
a death.
Okay, your death or somebody else's death?
Somebody else's.
Death?
Yeah.
Okay,
Somebody else's death.
okay.
Wow.
That you were responsible for?
Yes.
Okay. And how are you responsible for that?
I didn't do something. I don't know what it is, but I didn't do something that I should have done.
Okay, and are you a man or a woman?
Still a woman.
Okay, so maybe it's the same one and we've opened it up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay, so even though
Oh, sorry.
I should have done something,
Even though I should have
done something
done something
that I didn't do,
that I didn't do,
and it caused a death.
and caused the death.
Now, the person who died, was it a man or woman, a child, an adult?
I can't tell.
Okay. So even though I caused somebody's death,
Even though I caused somebody's death
by not doing something
from not doing something
that I should have done,
that I should have done,
I failed,
I failed,
and somebody died because of it.
and somebody died because of it.
And I wonder
And I wonder
if I'm holding myself back now
if I'm holding myself back now
from the fear of doing this again.
from the fear of doing this again.
And maybe it's safer
And maybe it's safer
to stay small
to stay small
and not risk hurting somebody else again.
and not risk hurting somebody else again.
And even though I killed somebody,
Even though I killed somebody,
by not doing something that I should have done,
doing something that I shouldn't have done.
I'm working on releasing that now.
I'm working on releasing that now.
On letting go of that guilt
I'm letting go of that guilt
and the shame
and the pain
and the shame
and the shame
and all of the fear
and all of the fear
that I have failed God
that I have failed God
and that God will hate me for it,
and that God will hate me for it,
that I did something so wrong,
that I did something so wrong.
that somebody died from it.
Somebody died from it.
All of this pain,
All of this pain,
it's okay for me to let it go now.
it's okay for me to let it go.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
Okay, take a deep breath. Now, how does she feel? Is she still feeling pain, guilt, shame, sadness, anything? Do you have any more information about what happened?
There's a bit of shame, but I don't know. But a lot of the other feelings are not there.
Okay. Okay, and and what is the shame? I'm ashamed, or she is ashamed that?
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know.
okay,
Shame is all I get.
okay. Can you ask her? Can you talk to her? Tell her who you are. Tell her you're from the future, and that you're you, you're her, and that you're there to help her. And that you have tools to help her release her pain. Can she tell you?
Quiet.
Yeah, can ask her what the shame is.
It's quiet.
Yeah. Ask her what she needs to feel better. Or maybe she doesn't feel like she deserves to feel better.
Mhm.
Yeah?
Mhm.
Okay.
I think it's more of that.
Okay. So,
That she doesn't deserve.
okay.
Yeah, it's damn the shame.
Okay.
Not deserving.
Okay, so even
Should've
though,
known.
yeah. Sorry?
Should have known.
She should have known?
Should have known.
Okay. No, even though I should have known better.
Even though I should have known better.
I have all of this shame
All of the shame.
because I should have known better.
Because I should have known better.
And I've been carrying it all of this time.
And I've been carrying it all of this time.
And I don't want to let it go.
And I don't want to let it go.
I don't know if I'm allowed to let it go.
I don't know if I'm allowed to let it go.
I don't know if I deserve to let it go.
I don't know if I deserve to let it go.
I don't know if God will let me let it go.
I don't think God will let me let it go.
Now maybe I'm the one who's punishing myself.
Maybe I'm the one who's punishing myself.
In every lifetime,
And every lifetime,
I'm punishing myself by carrying this pain
punishing myself by carrying this pain
and this shame.
and this shame.
And even though
And even though
I don't know if I'm allowed to let it go,
I don't know if I'm allowed to let it go,
maybe I can give myself permission to let it go.
maybe I can let myself permission to let it go.
Maybe I can give her permission to let it go.
Maybe I can give her permission to let it go.
Maybe it's okay to not be perfect.
Maybe it's okay to not be perfect.
Maybe it's okay to make mistakes.
Maybe it's okay to make mistakes.
And maybe that person I hurt by mistake,
And maybe that person I hurt by mistake,
maybe their death
maybe their death
was in their soul contract too.
I missed it.
Hmm?
I missed that.
Maybe their death was in their soul contract too.
Maybe their death was in their contract too.
Maybe everything happened the way it was supposed to,
Maybe everything happened the way it was supposed to.
for our own reasons.
For their own reasons.
And maybe it's okay
So maybe it's okay
for me to heal from this pain,
for me to heal from this pain,
from the mistake I made
from the mistake I made,
of not knowing better
of not knowing better
when I should have known better.
when I should have known better.
All of this guilt
All of this guilt
and this shame
and the shame
and this pain,
and the pain,
I'm working on letting it go now.
I'm working on letting it go now.
Across all lifetimes and all dimensions,
across all lifetimes and all dimensions.
Releasing it through the multidimensional layers of my DNA.
Releasing it through the multidimensional layers of my DNA.
It's safe for me to let it go.
It's okay for me to let it go.
I give myself permission to let it go.
I give myself permission to let it go.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I take a deep breath. And tell me now how she feels.
Wow, amazing. There is peace.
Okay. So ask, yeah,
Light,
yeah,
lightness,
okay.
very, very lightness.
So ask her what the higher learning is for you and her in this lifetime, in that lifetime. What does she learn from that experience?
Things happen for their own reason.
Yeah.
Maybe that things were supposed to be that way.
Okay.
She had to do this to learn to move on,
Okay.
to accept it, accept her,
To accept herself.
accept herself.
Yeah.
Huge release, like relief,
Yeah.
relief,
Yeah.
relief.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So she's okay now? Does she need anything
She
else?
seems okay.
All right. So ask her if she would be willing to contribute to you now with the knowledge that she does have, so that you can multiply your gifts and be even more in this lifetime.
Wow. Yes.
Yeah. So take a
Yeah.
deep breath. Yeah, take a deep breath. I want you to come back to this lifetime and the work you want to do. And tell me how that feels now, that fear of failing God.
Doesn't feel like a failure.
Okay.
It's supposed to be that way.
Yeah. So that fear is gone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when you think again, so you were talking about the fear that all of this stuff would come back around money, the blocks.
Mm-hmm.
How does that feel now? Is that still there?
Things will be.
Beautiful.
It's that saying that things will be as they will be.
Yeah.
Wow.
Perfect.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What an incredible feeling
Perfect.
of peace.
Wonderful.
It's more than wonderful. You cannot. I don't think. Well, you probably can understand
I do.
the
Yeah.
joy that is starting to fill.
And the great thing is that you can feel that way all the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing peace and joy.
Yeah.
If I wasn't experiencing this, it's very difficult to explain it.
That's what I know. You have to, you kind of have to go through it in order to really understand the enormity, like the deep shifting that occurs. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very empowering.
Yeah. And so here's the thing. All of that is within you, right? The good stuff, the joy, the peace, the empowerment, the feeling of empowerment, the feelings of abundance, you come in with that. That's what you come in with. You come in with that. You come in with your gifts, your path, right? And then we learn from around us, and we instead of learning from within, right? Instead of saying, "Oh, well, here I am, and this is who I am," we get disconnected in our human bodies, and then we learn from the human life, which is what we're supposed to do, right? It's like it's the duality, right? You are spirit, but you're in a human body, so
Yes,
you are
it's
here
part of
to
the experience of being here in this human form.
exactly. If we weren't supposed to experience being in human form, then we would all just still be in spirit form. Like we wouldn't be
Yes.
having these experiences. We're doing it for a reason, but at the same
Yes.
time, transcending human pain and being able to live your human life in a very spiritual way, that duality, being able to harness that is amazing, right? So to be able to
Wow.
be at peace and enjoy even when other people are not is huge.
It's huge.
It's huge, but it's within you. So when you release all of your crap, it emerges. It's not, you can't find it from somebody else. Nobody else is going to give you peace, give you joy, give you happiness if you feel like shit.
Yeah.
So you have to go do the work, empty the garbage, get rid of all your stuff, what you've learned from other lifetimes, from this lifetime, and understand that it's not truth. It is a truth, but it's not truth. And as you release that, then what you get is what you got, which is the emergence of joy and peace and that feeling. And yeah, something will happen and you'll go back down into that, And so that's why I say you just stay all the time in awareness and clear what comes up, and you get to a point where the more you do it, the less those moments arise, right? I can say that I'm pretty much 99% of the time I'm happy. I might not appear it all the time, but I'm at peace. I'm at, even if I'm pissed off at my husband or at somebody else, it doesn't mean that I'm not at peace within. Like, I'm still human. Do you know what I mean? But I still have human emotions. I still get frustrated. I still get hurt, but I work on processing them and
exactly.
Because
and understanding the larger picture of that it's transient.
yes. And a lot of it I can do myself because I've been doing it for a long time. And then sometimes I need help because I can't